Okay, so I just want to welcome you all and thank you all for joining. And there will be a few more who will join in a few minutes, and that's fine. I just wanted to introduce Hansaji to the group. So Hansaji is an exemplary yogi, a scholar, and she has been transforming lives worldwide. Hansaji is the director of Yoga Institute in Mumbai. Yoga Institute is the oldest organized yoga center in the world. It's over 100 years old. Actually, let me try and unmute just Hansaji at least so she can add. Yeah. And Hansaji is also the president of many national, international yoga associations, boards, making a lot of contribution in shaping yoga education, training programs, research, and also putting in place standards across the world for yoga. Hansaji has led many research projects. And I mean, when I look at all the achievements of Hansaji, it would take me an hour to go through them. So I've really chosen a few things that really resonated with me that I want to share with everyone. So what really struck me is that, Hansaji's 70, if you don't mind me sharing, Hansaji's 73 years, he's got 73 years of experience. And, when she was in, when she finished her school, she actually pursued a degree in chemistry and zoology. She holds a BSc in chemistry and zoology, and she pursued a degree in law. And at that time, she also started her yogic studies with Yoga Institute. Yoga Institute is a family-run institute. And Hansaji got married into the family, and then she took responsibilities there. And what I really admire, Hansaji, is that you brought yoga to the women of India. Like, if I don't know how many of you are aware of the yogis from India. Generally, you will see a guru, a man, but Hansaji encouraged in the Yoga Institute emphasis for women. So started researching on women's health issues, postnatal, prenatal, menopause, and really encouraged women to come into yoga. The other thing I really love about Hansaji's work is that she has come to be known as the first lady of yoga. So as I mentioned, it's very uncommon to see a leading Indian yogini. And Hansaji shared the stage with our Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2015 when the first International Yoga Day was inaugurated. Hansaji was the only lady on the stage with all others. So I really admire Hansaji for that, for bringing yoga to the women and really raising the bar, for us women to aspire to be more like you. Under Hansaji's leadership, the Yoga Institute, also won the award, the Prime Minister's Award in 2018 for significant contribution in the field of yoga. So it's really, under her leadership, the Institute has grown and expanded, and now her children are also part of the Yoga Institute team, taking it forward. And, I haven't met Hansaji. I first spoke to her yesterday, but I have spent the last year since my father introduced me to Hansaji. I started looking at a lot of her materials because, Hansaji has been very generous. There are a lot of videos that are there on YouTube on different topics, and they're nice short videos. And so I've been really listening to them. And, at the end of the day, whatever Hansaji or achievements and all are, they're great. But at the end of the day, it's how I feel, when I listen to you. And I realize that what you say really makes sense to me. I understand it. It doesn't ask me to go into a cave, to meditate, to leave this, to leave that. You give very simple, practical tips on how we can make our life more joyful. And, whilst we lead a family life, we have friends, we have our interests, so it's very practical for the householder. And that's what I really like. I can use it, I can understand you. And I also love the way you look. You're radiant, you're always smiling. And when you speak, you come across with strength and conviction. And I really look up to you for that. So I'm really honored that you could give us this time to share with our yoga community here some wisdom. So thank you so much. And before I hand over to you, Hansaji, I would also like to introduce this group to you. So we are a small yoga community in Switzerland, and we've been, practicing yoga together, learning yoga together for over 3 years. I mean, in this community, I'm sure many have been doing yoga before as well. And predominantly, we are women in our 50s, in our 60s, and in our 70s. So most of our classes here, are geared towards women in this demographic. We also have my father here. And there are men also in our community, and probably they will see the recording later on, but generally this is the age bracket that we cover. And we have also, yogis joining from India. We have, and hopefully soon we'll also have someone joining in from London. So that's a little bit about us. And I'm going to unmute us all right now. Just bear with me. Okay. And, so first of all, Hansaji, is there something else you would like to share about yourself or your yoga institute before we go into the topic of today?
Okay. Okay. It was lovely to be with you all here, and I can see all wise.
Oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? Sorry. What have you muted it? I know, I didn't do anything. I think, wait a minute. Hansaji, 1 minute. Hansaji, I don't know what happened here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you. Sorry.
Okay.
Something happened. Sorry. So, go ahead. I'm sorry, Hansaji. Go ahead.
So I'm very glad to be with you all here, and I can see lovely ladies and men. There was one man, some Jain, he disappeared. There he is.
There he is.
Umesh, Manish.
Yeah.
The point is that before I start with the subject, the Yoga Institute, it started in 1918 in Mumbai at Warsaw Beach, and then it went to Chowpatty, and then at the Second World War time, it went to Gujarat, and then when the independence took place in India, where Gandhiji's movement and where which was nothing else but the strength of yoga, that is ahimsa, the first step of yoga, that is non-violence, don't get hurt and don't hurt others. That strong message and the independence was given, that then we took the land where I am now here. In 1947, we are here. And here we are, after that, we are here throughout. So this is our basic, and here we have made it very much clear that yoga is subject which every human should learn, because all of us are born, but we don't know now what to do after we are born. You see what others are doing, we start doing. What my father, mother do, what my brothers, sisters do, what they tell me to do, I do. But somewhere I should know very well that I am different. We are all different. We are not same. What helps somebody, it may not help me. What I think is very good, it may not be good for others. We are all independent, different personalities. Nobody can understand you 100%, not possible, because they are different, you are different. All of us are potentially divine because we have divinity within us. In yoga, we don't discriminate between man and woman, not at all. We have these three things with us: our body, our mind, and our soul. These three things are there with us. So human body and minds are different. The way in which we are brought up, the way in which our thinking takes place. Sometimes some religion is totally overpowering our thinking. So the way in which we go about, all that makes us what we are. But yoga has a direction. It tells you how we should live our life. To see that my body is perfect, I have my body with me. I have my mind with me. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, but I have body. And I have to take care of my body. Body should not get sick. At the Yoga Institute, we see to it that first anybody comes to us, first thing is all the sickness is gone. Sickness has to go, pains have to go from the body, because otherwise life is just painful, which is not right. So it's gone. So first, body should be healthy. Second, yogi said body should be flexible. Third, yogi said that abdomen should be soft and in, because here all the internal organs are all functioning inside. So these are the areas yogi give lots of importance to. And then definitely the nervous system, which has to be absolutely under your control. Your mind should be totally in your control. Mind should be steady, level-headed. Ups and downs happen in life, but we should not suffer because of ups and downs. We should see it objectively and okay, but not suffer because of that. So we have to learn life accordingly. And this is the life which we teach. So we at the Yoga Institute teach yoga for family, householder. I have to understand how should I lead my life, not what my parents, what others are doing, I do. Everybody studies, so I study. Everybody, have a fashion of this type and that type, so I have a fashion. No, I should find out what is good for me and what suits me, what I feel comfortable with. How much should I, so that I feel comfortable? People in India, though, people force a lot. Eat more, eat more. That food is too much part of expressing love in India. But we have to be careful how much to eat for my body, how much I need, what is not. So the first thing in yoga is that know thyself, know yourself thoroughly well. What type of body I have, what type of mind I have, what nature I have, what habits I have, how to go out in life, and so on and so forth. So Institute is teaching yoga for householders. In olden times, it were householder yogis only, not sadhu sannyasis, not hut yogis. Householder yogis like Ram, if you must have heard the name of Ram. Ram went to Vasishtha ashram, where Vasishtha Rishi Yogi had his wife, his children, and students would come and live with them and learn. Live, how to live. They learn how to live, how to make business, how to be a king, how to do this, and everything they would learn staying with Guru, staying in the house of the Guru, taking care of Guru, taking care of Guru's family also, and along with it learning. So they become caring, compassionate, learn, help each other out, and side by side develop themselves. So that was a strong training given in olden times. Krishna went to Vasishtha ashram, Sandipani Rishi, and there Krishna also had the family and the whole clan. So this was the traditional yoga. They were learning yoga, and yoga means all these things. They were learning. Then the yoga disappeared from India. So many invaders took place, and later on, it was not understood as yoga. It was diffused. Then came a stage when again yoga was picked up. First by Swami Vivekanand, who gave a very strong speech and made people understand that, well, you have something like a consciousness, you have something which you have to understand and live life accordingly. There should be some purpose and goal in life, not just making your living. Eating and sleeping is not life. You have to do something else. And then came Paramhans Madhav Das ji. who lived for 121 years. Vivekananda died very fast. He died at the age of 32. But here was a person who was teaching yoga as a way of life. And that was not yoga as a subject, learning by itself, not just a theory, which was Vedanta, but how do you live? And that was yoga. And so here the Guru lived for 121 years, and he taught his science to his student, who was my father-in-law, my husband's father, Sri Yogendra. And he learnt, first his name was Yoganand, then he shifted his name from Yoganand to Yogendra. And then he was learnt, then his son, I am his wife, daughter-in-law. And this is how the whole thing goes. My mother-in-law, he lived for 93 years. Mother-in-law lived for 97 years. Son lived for 90 years, my husband. He died just 2 years back. And that too, he didn't die. He left. He said that I'm leaving now. Now things are going well. Even my father-in-law left. They didn't die. In sense, they didn't have any sickness or anything. They told us, now we want to leave. And so we were sitting in front of them. They were also sitting. And then they said that now I'm leaving. And they left. So that's how that life was. And it was beautiful death. It was beautiful. I could see that there is no fear or anxiety when death comes. It's very, very simple to accept that after death, again you are born. After birth, you are dying. This is cycle of body. And that's what yoga believed in. And that's how I could experience. I have seen all the deaths in the house. My son, he died at the age of 37. And that also was the case. I had, and so many. I have seen deaths. My father died at the age of 90, my brother, and then you start seeing life as life. Every human has lived his life and gone. You don't grieve, you can feel. Whenever you think about that person, you have a contact with that person. In sense, you are talking happy events of that person. How you played with father, or how you had a nice time with your husband, or how you had. We remember them very often in our day-to-day life also. And we have no problem there. So life has to be seen objectively. Life has to be accepted as it is. And that's what we start teaching people. So Yoga Institute is going ahead with this teaching. Actually, to tell you from a modern technology, modern time point of view, subject point of view, yoga is derived from three subjects. One is human mind, how it works and how it is supposed to work. That is human mind. How mind's job is to think. So mind is going to think. That's mind's job. Mind is structured like that. But now, how does mind think? And how we should train our mind to think better? Yogis say human mind needs training because it is highly developed mind. So it needs training. So then I give you one example. Somebody behaved rudely to you. Very rude he was. He talked nonsense. So now there are people who would react in different ways. One type of mind would be that you will get hurt. That see, I'm talking so sweetly and this fellow is talking so rudely. Now what is this? And you don't, if you get hurt, you feel very bad about it. You rather lose your mood is gone, your hunger also may be gone. At night also you may be thinking about it. And then in 2-3 days you settle down and you carry on. But then what has happened? Somebody behaves rudely, you are hurt. You are hurt, what is happening to you? Your blood pressure is going to shoot up. Your pulse will go fast. Your breathing will be shallow. Oxygen going to blood, carbon dioxide coming out of blood will not take place because you are not breathing only correctly. It's erratic breathing now because you are disturbed, sad, you are hurt. This will happen. Whatever food you have eaten, body is going to either will not absorb or assimilate much out of it. Body will either store that food, which body can store, otherwise body will throw it out. So what is happening is that all money, all effort which you have eaten is going waste actually. Your body will store food in certain ways. Protein would be stored in amino acid form, protein into peptides into amino acid form, carbohydrate to glucose from glucose would be stored. So you will have diabetes then. Then you will have cholesterol going high, fat is going stored, and so fat will go high, so cholesterol will go high. And all such storage diseases will take place slowly, if you go on getting hurt, go on getting disturbed, and so on. So this is one area. And then what about nervous system? Nervous system also is rattled because you are sad, you are disturbed, someone behaved rudely. So now your concentration becomes poor, your memory becomes poor, your reasoning power, because of which we behave sanely, that is poor. So everything is getting disturbed. Now this is one type of human mind who gets affected because of somebody. There is another type of mind. Someone is rude, you will say, shut up, don't talk like that. You react back. You say, I don't like this behavior. Don't shout. Come on, keep your mouth a little shut or listen to. So this is reactive people. They are also reactive people. But here what's happening? You get hurt and then you do action. You are doing your action. And that action, every action you have to repay. That theory is very clear. As you sow, so shall you reap. Whatever you put, you will get. If I put a seed of a mango, I'll get mango tree, not a coconut tree, not a banyan tree there. What I put, I get. So if I shout because somebody behaved rudely, but I am shouting. Somebody's behavior he will manage. But if I am getting hurt, I am shouting back. I am doing that action, which is not a right action, because I have to face the consequences of shouting. I am shouting, somebody in my life will shout back at me. That person may not shout, but that action is going to come back to me. My son may shout at me. My employer can shout at me, and that I will not like it, because my action will come back to me. And so I have to be careful what action I am doing. But this is second type of people. Let me teach him lesson now. And we do actions. Third type is wiser type. They say somebody is shouting means he's not in a good state right now. Maybe he's constipated. Maybe he has not slept well. Maybe whatever he is right now rude. He can't behave sweetly. It's his problem, not my problem. He can't see good in me. It is his problem, not my problem. But when he speaks, stops shouting, then I will say what I want to say. But I will not get hurt, because when machine is bad, any product coming out of bad machinery is also going to be bad only, isn't it? And so let me not bother. So this is that person. You will do your action, but at the right time, in a right manner. You must have heard this statement, strike the iron where it is hot. Right? So such thing, that person has a patience, that person can listen, that person can tolerate nonsense around. It's okay, but not choose to suffer. This is the wisest person. That is this third type of a person. Listen to everybody. That is a joke. That is a statement, an incident that, President Roosevelt, after he won the election, then on the first day, he was in his office, and his wife was also sitting with him in the office. And the opposition party people, they came running to him to meet him. Sir, now you are president. Sir, now please follow these things in life, because you are president. You should bring these laws and should do this and this and that. They had a big list to guide him. Sir, you should follow this in life. President listened to all these suggestions very carefully, and he would always say, how nice, how wonderful, very wise, very right, you are so right. And they also felt that president had heard him carefully. So they were happy, they went away. They gave the list to him and they went away. No sooner those people went away, from opposite other door, his own party people came running. His party. And all those people had another list. They said, sir, now it is our party. Now certain rules we have to make. We are just do this, 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 and so on and so forth. Now so many points were quite opposite to these people's point. Okay. But he said, how nice, how wonderful. So right you are, so wise. You are listening to them also carefully. Those people also went away. List was with him. His wife was sitting near him. He said, Are, what type of a person you are? What are you doing? Those people are telling and you tell them you are right, right, right. These people came, they are talking quite different. You are telling them right, right, right. What are you doing? So he looked at his wife and said, Madam, you are also right. You are also right. Everybody is right. Where is the problem here? Listen. Listen carefully, but then do what is right for you. Don't suffer, don't get affected, don't react, enjoy. So this has to happen in our life. All this is in yoga. They tell you how to think. And so this is the third type of a person. Now fourth type of person also is there in the world, but very few, very, very few. They are like saintly people. Somebody shouting, talking all rubbish. This yogi would say, poor fellow is suffering. Poor fellow is suffering right now. Like Gandhiji was sitting in his office and one person came. He had written 4 foolscap pages of nothing else but just abuses, how stupid it is and how he done this. He just turned the pages. Very quickly he could understand. He says, come on, read this. I have written and I have come. Yeah. So Gandhiji saw, read it. Then very nicely, he removed that pin which was holding all the 4 pages. Removed that pin very carefully, kept that pin near him and tore the paper out and threw it in the dustbin. That fellow said, what have you done? He says, I have taken what was useful, what is not useful, I have thrown it away. So that pin was useful, so he has kept the pin. Doesn't get affected. Let people abuse. A strong man will make his house from the stones which people have thrown on him. He can make the house. So it is this, that type of a person. Let him, poor fellow, he is unhappy right now. Maybe he is hungry, so the yogi will give him some food to eat. Come on, eat food, rest, and then we will talk. Or maybe he is thirsty. Help him out to be little, calm. He will not take anything into his mind. He would just listen, let him say blah, 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 and go away. That's it. So that is, but for people like us who are definitely in the family with people around, that third type of a person we should become. And that is very clear. And the fourth type, that is that you listen carefully, but say what you want to say. Do the action, what you have to do, but at the right time, in a right manner. That has to be done. I give you one story, which is not story, real incident. Okay. One of our student, boy, who was in college, and his professor called him that, come child, I'll give you the exams are approaching within 7 days. So you better come and take the important questions. So these boys, about 10, 15 of them, they went to college, and the professor came and he had written with his own hands questions and answers very nicely, that these are likely questions. You better read them carefully and then appear for your exam. Here, my papers. But then he counted, 15 children were there. So he called one boy who was sitting in front bench. He says, come child, take these paper, go and quickly get the Xerox done, 15 copy, just Xerox and come back. So boy ran. His college machine was not working. He then had to go out of the college. Front both not working. He then went still further. That place also, it was working, but nothing you could read. Machine was not doing so well. He was just searching here and there. At that time, his father was driving from the same road to go to his office. And what father saw was his son on the road, looking here and there. And he took a decision that definitely some girl is waiting for him. So he's searching for the girl, he's finding the girl. Stupid boy, he's not in the college, he's not studying, he's loafing around with the girls. He was really angry inside. He wanted to get down and slap his son there and there only, but then he controlled himself and went to his office. This is a real incident. In the evening when he came back, he called his son, Ashok, where are you? Where did you go today? I went to college, Papa. Professor had called. College? You are telling me you went to college or roam around with that girl? Who is that girl? That boy was shocked. He says, which girl? Now don't open your mouth. I am somehow controlling myself. Otherwise I would have thrashed you. I have seen with my own eyes you were roaming around on the road. Who was that? The boy said, Papa. Now he didn't allow that fellow to say anything. That he was also quite shocked that what this father is talking about, girl and roaming around. He was a very sincere boy. I knew him very well. And so then what he did, he just left the house and came to the yoga institute over here and met me. He says, Hansaji, look at my father. He has gone mad. He's just blaming me that I'm roaming around with girl. My exams are there in 10 days and I'm sincerely studying and he's talking all that. Made him to sit, gave him some food to eat. I said, come, calm down first. And now tell me, did you go out today? He said, yes. What did you do? He says, I had gone, this happened. I had gone out to get the Xerox done. And then I found that Xerox machine near, station over there. And then we came back home and here is my paper. Okay, so I understood the whole scene. But father has seen and he is believing. This is what we all have to learn. What you see, and it's not true always, because you are seeing only one little aspect. You don't even know what has happened earlier and what's going to happen next. And you believe in that. What you hear, you believe in that. Never ever do that. All our sensory organs are having a limitation. They can't take you to the truth. To reach to truth, you need to have a patience. You need to check it from all the side. You have to spend a little more time to find out what is what, not just believe in what you see or what you hear. So it's very clear. So this boy said, I'm going to stay here only. I don't want to go home. I said, don't do that. Did you tell your father that you are coming here? No. Did you tell your mother? No. I said, now, by night, so they will start worrying about you. Don't do that. Go home. He says that my father is behaving like this. What do? I said, go home and tell your father that, Papa, I won't do anything, any such thing which is going to disturb you. I'm sincerely studying and I will be sincerely studying. I'm very sorry that you are disturbed because of me. That boy said, why should I say sorry? Father should say sorry to me. I said, no. Elders will never say sorry. Youngsters, because youngsters in our country always say that we have to respect elders. Whatever they do, we have to accept. Whatever it is misunderstanding, whatever it is, but you have to respect elders. In the house also, if grandmother has said something, that's the thing. Then you have to respect that. That is Indian culture. He told him that say sorry, because of you he is disturbed. Because he loves you. He is disturbed because of some reason. It is definitely misunderstanding, wrong on his part. But when you say sorry, you are in a talking term. If you don't say sorry, no, he is also has his opinion. There is no way you can gel with each other. Sorry is something which helps you to communicate again correctly. And that's why we are saying sorry, not because we are wrong that we are saying sorry, not because we have done something wrong that we are saying sorry. So this little simple thing, this use of certain words used at a certain time makes a big difference. Right now in our India, there is a Jain community, and in Jain community they go through 10 days of fasting and all that, little penances, and then the final day, after the mind is little calmer, clear and everything, then they go to their family people and say, we are very sorry for whatever may we have done, which may have hurt you, may have disturbed you. We are very sorry for that, so forgive us. So this is a culture today. Everybody, all the Jain people, they come and say michhami dukram, or please, I am sorry for, uttam kshama virasya bhushanam. You say, I'm very sorry for knowingly, unknowingly, if I have done something which you got hurt or you got disturbed, I'm very sorry for that. So that you are more joyful talking in terms with each other. So this is. So I told this boy, go and tell that. Somehow he agreed and he went and told his father. Father said, okay, remove telephone number of that girl. Now he didn't have any. He says, take my telephone only. Take this phone now. I want to study. Father was very happy. So okay. So he was studying in the house, and then in the house there was still a tensed atmosphere because father was continuously telling, nowadays children, they are not responsible. They are not responsible at all, and so on and so forth. So father was talking like that. But then slowly everything settled down in 2-3 days. So boy phoned me that my father is now, everything is fine, Hansaji now. So I said, very fine. Now take 5 minutes from your father and tell him what happened that day. He said, no, forget it now. Everything is calm, so I don't want to again start. No, that I will not accept. I will not accept. Truth has to come. You have to speak. You should speak, don't just tolerate nonsense. You are not supposed to tolerate and keep quiet and feel sad and do nothing. No, yoga doesn't say that. Yoga says, do your job. Do the action at a right time in a right manner. Results we don't know. Results are never in our hand, but action is in our hand. And we are supposed to do our action. And so I told this boy, come on, go and tell your father, do it. So he asked, Papa, 5 minutes you have? Yeah, tell me, my son, what is it? So he said that day I had gone out on the road for xeroxing and all that, and this happened. Arey, why didn't you tell me this before? Did you allow me to speak, Papa, that day? Oh, I knew, my darling, you are my darling, you are not roaming around. I very much, but now after hearing that, I'm so glad they hugged each other, they kissed each other. I'm so glad about it. Once the truth came, then father was also more relaxed and everything. We have to speak out and so on. So somehow, this is the main thing. And we are supposed to see that we do action definitely. Rather, the main theme of Gita, Bhagavad Gita says, which in our institute we teach. In our institute we have 4 textbooks. One is Yoga Sutra, and Yoga Sutra talks about how we have complete mastery over our mind, how we should live our life. If required, use your mind, otherwise keep your mind quiet and enjoy the world while you think. Think before doing your action. If action is required, do the action, and you should do the action. But if action is not required, then just enjoy beautiful weather, sing, dance, do everything, and just don't bother about your mind continuously chattering all the time. You get hurt and then you are sad for whole day, which is so wrong. You react, which is also so wrong. And so action, when you have to do, think before doing your action and then do it. Their mind should be involved and totally involved. With focus, you have to do everything. So I'm giving you the whole gist of what yoga is. I've started talking. You asked me question and I'm going into all that. So somewhere yoga is a subject. What is psychology? That is human mind, how it works and how it is supposed to work. So once you train your mind, you will come to this third level of behaving with others, not first or second. Here you are hurting yourself, here you are not hurting, managing at a right time, boldly, and whatever result comes, you don't accept the result and move ahead in life. Second yoga subject is dealing with philosophy. Philosophy, what should be purpose and goal of your life, and how you should be making your life around that purpose and goal. Should have something like that in life. Like before doing any action, you should remember why you are doing that action. Like I get married. Now you should remember why you are getting married. What are you doing? What do you expect from it? What, with whom? How you move ahead? Or you want a child? Why you want a child? We forget all these things. Then in marriage fights start. We forget that we have not got married to train each other or put each other at the right place. Every human has few good points and few stupid points also. Every human has few wrong and right. So good points you should encourage. Bad point, you can't change their bad points. That person, if he decides, he can, if he wants to. Like in Yoga Sutra, it is mentioned that person is born with three things. One is nature, jati, the type. Like dog has its own nature, dog barks, dog bites, that's dog's nature. Cat is doing that, donkey is doing that. All these things are happening. That is, you are born with nature. And you are born with nature, and some people get angry very fast, some people worry too much, some people think too much, some people react very easily. You're born with that nature, you can't change that. But think before action. So if I'm angry, under the influence of anger, I should not do any action. That discipline I should have, because ultimately the action which I have to face in life. And so when I'm angry, I should calm myself down. I should do some breathings, do some asanas. Right in my bed, I can do some asanas, stretching and all that. Right on chair, I can do something or other. Right when I'm sitting all the time, I can look up and bend a little bit and do something about it. I should attend to my body, little, and see to it that when I'm angry, I should settle my tension of the body down and then do the action. Before that, I should not do the action. So that discipline is required in me, so I don't react. So I'm born with that jati. Second is ayu, the lifespan. How long I'm going to live, that is fixed, with which we are born. That is fixed. When that time comes, we'll be gone. Till that time comes, nobody can kill us. Let there be heart attack, let there be accident. So don't live under fear. What will happen? What will happen? What will happen? Even if problem comes, it has come to go, not to stay. And to die, we don't have to get sick. To die, we don't have to get it. At any age, person dies. He is born with certain age. So we don't have to do all that. We should live life joyfully, fearless. Do what you want to do, but see to it that that lifespan is there, and once that is over, you are gone, which I gave you the example in the beginning. And third, we are born with the experience of life. What I'm going to experience, that also is fixed. If I'm going to experience accident, I will experience accident, but the proportion could be different. I may be having a bad experience, or I may have only the needle pricked in my finger. That also is an accident. That proportion may vary, because if I am doing yoga, if I am alert, if I am careful, then I would have that much in my hand. The present is in my hand. So jati, ayu and bhoga, these are the three things which every human is born with. Keeping that in mind, we have to do our actions, not bring fear and anxiety at all, live a life joyfully and happily, and try to do what best we can do according to the situation, and so on. So these are all Yoga Sutras. Interesting Yoga Sutras are there about many things. So yoga is a very interesting subject. So it's subject dealing with psychology, philosophy, and the third part of yoga is technology. Technology part means asanas, pranayams, meditation, kriyas, bandhas, mudras. Now, asana, you may do simple asana, you will get benefit, rather more benefit than doing difficult ones. There is no need of doing difficult asana, doing Surya Namaskar all the time or doing twisting and turning body. There is no need of all that. You can just become aware and do all those little things which I told you right now, right in your bed. When you are going for your bath, that is the best time to do your asana. Let me tell you, when you go for your bath, a shower is there on your body, warm shower on your body, and then come on, bend back a little bit, take shower here, bend forward, take shower there, go to the side, take shower here, take shower there. Okay, sit down a bit, get up. It's such an interesting time when you are in bathroom. But you can spend 10 minutes, do some movements here and there. Don't just apply soap and remove the soap out. That's not the way we should take bath. We should really have an active bath. So we are doing quite a lot of asanas there. Right in your bed, the moment you wake up, you can do some asanas. Stretch your body, concentrate on your stomach. Breathe out, stomach moves in, breathe in, stomach moves out very slowly. Focus on your stomach because you have to evacuate your bowels. You should never feel constipated if you do these things. Join your legs together, Bhadrasana a bit. Cross your legs here and there. Bring your leg to the stomach, Bhavan Muktasana. And all such things right in your bed so that you focus on your stomach. Whatever you do, think before doing. So think how to evacuate your bowels well, how to drink the water, enjoy the water and drink the water, how to eat food, enjoy the food, find out what should you eat on time, regularly, little. It's a big subject, but very interesting subject. She's telling me, look, time is going ahead. Now, if you have any questions or if you want to ask anything more, please do. I started talking and I'm just talking. Now you can tell me.
Thank you, Hansaji. You know, one thing that is so beautiful is that, you know, especially I think in our Western world, we feel like we are going to do yoga once a week on the mat. We go and do yoga. I did my yoga on the mat. And what you shared with us is a reminder that yoga is a way of life, is how you look at different situations, how you communicate.
Yes.
And we don't need to be moving that body too much. We could be still doing yoga moment to moment. So I think that for me was my yeah. I would love to open
exactly. Yoga is not separate thing that you do for half an hour, 1 hour, and you are doing yoga. It's not doing yoga. It is living yoga, becoming aware of yourself, attending to your body all the time, attending to your mind all the time, taking breath once in a while long, remembering taking long breaths, separately sitting and doing pranayam is okay. How much you can do pranayam? You can't do too much, then don't do. But how many asanas you can do? But very few. But way of life. That is what matters. Yeah. So now any questions if anybody has?
So if you have questions, unmute yourself and please ask your questions to
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Hello, Hansaji.
I can't hear you.
Caroline. Yeah. I wanted to just thank you for that lovely, inspirational, from the heart description of yoga, and I absolutely love the shower yoga. I'm going to start my practice in the morning. So one of the areas that is very interesting for me is this subject of whistleblowing, and I have experienced it and I research it and write about it. And are you aware of the concept of whistleblowing, when people speak their truth about a situation that's maybe not in the public interest, and then they are often retaliated against? So they do get hurt, but they are living their truth at the same time. So
I have not understood your question. You want to say something, but I have not understood your question thoroughly well. Whistle blowing means what? You want to say something, but it's not in the interest of public.
So
what do you mean?
Revealing the truth.
Yes, when people speak up about something that's wrong in society or in their workplace, they're called whistleblowers. And although they're living their truth, which is to speak about it because they see people getting hurt, they get hurt themselves because the system that they're speaking about retaliates. So
yes. Okay.
Perspective you have as a yogi about
understand. Yoga says that listen to nonsense a bit, but do the action in that fashion which will have an effect. Like he's talking nonsense and you says nothing doing, don't talk this way, talk that way. Once you can do that, but that doesn't work. You should speak to that person who has an authority to put him down, who can do something about it. Like one boy is moving around you and talking, oh, I love you, and you are now, instead of fighting with him, go and contact the police so that police can do something about it. So don't take, or you can contact, so you can write a letter in a public that such things are happening and I am not interested. Why waste energy with that person who is not a sane person at all? Conserve your energy. Say what you want to say, but in a different way, not in the same way. Once you can shout at him that I don't agree, but that doesn't work well. What works well is doing things silently. Do it silently and not loudly. Because bad people, when they know that you are against them, they would see to it that you stop. There are cases in politics that they can even comfortably murder somebody if they are not talking. It's very known. So what you should be doing is, you should be writing letters, you should be contacting such people who also have some authority to stop them. Because as a housewives or as a family members, you don't have any right unless you are at that position. So give a thought to it, don't react, listen, but act at the right place. That's my advice. Yeah, but do the action, don't just keep quiet. That's very clear.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. So Mr. Jain, I can't hear you. Anybody wants to say?
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes.
I think Anita, Papa has a question, but he's on mute.
Papa, Papa, unmute yourself to ask a question. We can't hear you. Unmute yourself, Papa.
No, we can't hear.
उनको फोन करूं मैं जरा.
Ji?
Somebody else has a question. You unmute yourself and ask, and we'll get the message across to Dad.
God.
Ji, maybe I have a question in the meantime.
Anybody?
Yeah, I'll ask a question.
Please, please.
So I like the way you said, those three approaches, and we need to listen and then react. So we'll work towards that, right? But often you find yourself in a situation where either there is fear or there's anger, and in the moment it takes time to bring in.
You react. Yeah.
So what are some things that we can do in the moment to just help ourselves relax and raise our vibration, raise our
what happens is that you have your own nature. If you have a reactive nature, you will react. But now After reacting, you become alert and aware that here I now form a habit of thinking, form a habit of analyzing. You have done reaction, you have done something, but then at the night, I always tell people that every day at night, just reflect what did you do whole day. How many times you reacted, what happened, what situation, because situations are going to happen again and again. History repeats itself. So if today one person has behaved rudely, tomorrow somebody else would have. So now how do we go about this? Time you have reacted, but next time what will you do? Yoga technique. Once you start thinking, analyzing, and form this habit, we call it as a reflection in yoga, which we believe everybody should do that for self-development, self-improvement.
Thank you.
At that time, if you are alert, then you will not react only. If you are alert, then you can take a long breath, you will not react. Or you can take little time for yourself, go to loo and then come back and then do what you want to do. Some time is required. Then you can not react so badly. But if you have reacted, then it's very clear. So don't worry. We do mistakes, but we learn from our mistakes and we grow. So nothing to bother. Still live a normal life. Only slowly stop doing mistakes in life so that we enjoy our life better. I have not talked about health or anything. Yoga is a vast subject, but yes,
Okay.
I would say better do some. We are absolutely online. Yoga Institute is very much online. We have all the small courses, like all of you can join what is called as 21 days better living course, where you'll be learning personally and simple techniques of simple asanas, simple pranayam, simple meditation, simple techniques of these talks. I would also come to give a lecture, and it's 21 days for 1.5 hours every day, or some such things. Learn few techniques which are very simple and very easy to adapt in life. Nowadays, unfortunately, yoga is known to be physical fitness. Yoga is a very little part is physical fitness, more part, and reducing weight and all that is very easy. It's not at all difficult if you want to reduce or put on weight. It is just a question of how do you live life? What do you eat? When do you eat? How much do you eat? It's simple, certain disciplines, and you'll be able to do that. People spend dollars and quite a lot of money on weight loss to this and that. You don't need too much. Only learn real yoga, which we are trying to teach, because it is a combination of psychology, philosophy, and technology, not just technology. And so we should learn something simple. That's what I would say. Anybody else wants to know anything?
Anyone would like a question, to pose a question to Hansaji? Before we
I had a question actually, but it's more about a medical ailment. I'm not sure if you'd be able to just give me some advice on how you deal with a low thyroid, hypothyroidism.
Low thyroid.
How would you do low thyroid?
Yeah, hypothyroidism. Do you have any tips on how to deal with that?
Yes. First of all, thyroid, it's a hormone. And the hormones are to be secreted well. So first thing what you should do is learn to sleep 1 hour, little bit more. Little more sleep is required in your body when you have hypothyroid. Or second, exercise in this thyroid region should be done. A simple exercise, I think all of you should learn right now with me. It's not thyroid or no thyroid. It's a question of helping your hormones. Simple exercise. It's a breathing. That you breathe in, suck your air in, breathe in, breathe out. Can you see this movement of mine?
Actually, your video is frozen at the moment.
I'm not moving my stomach at all. I'm just sucking my air in. Can you do that? Yes, yes. Come on. Have you understood? Can you hear my sound?
Yes.
Do this 30 times, if at all, and then take a long breath in, stop for some time and breathe out. Such rounds 2-3 times in a day would really keep your thyroid perfect. It's a simple technique which we called as Kapalbhati, the traditional Kapalbhati. The modern Kapalbhati is moving your stomach in and out, in and out. No, that is Bhastrika, that's a pranayam. What I'm teaching you is health, Kapal. And so this you should do. Anybody can do at any age. We teach even small kids, their nose is little blocked, we tell him, do that. And his nostrils get open up. As small kids, even at 1.5 or, no, don't move your shoulders. Don't move your shoulders at all. Just breath in. No, no, no. Don't move your shoulders. Just relax. Just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in strongly. Breathe out strongly. Do this in front of mirror and you'll be able to do it. And you will feel little giddy around because you have never given so much oxygen to your sinuses. Yeah, never given oxygen. When you breathe, nothing happens here. Here you are moving your stomach. So do this practice. So this would help thyroid. Okay. But till then, of course, you have to take a thyroxine or Thyronorm, one little tablet if it is hypothyroidism, and start doing these things. Your thyroid will remain normal, and then doctors may say that you remove that medicine. But first you have to take help and don't allow thyroid just to remain in your body because it's a major hormone. It can create lots of upheavals. So medicine plus yoga, and once yoga you do it well, then medicine is out. That's how we have to function. Your blood pressure is high, first take medicine for hypertension, start doing yoga, your blood pressure will remain low, and then doctors will remove the medicine out. So this is how we have to function in life, and not just nothing. We should be careful. And in old age, so we should not take extra chance. In any age, we should not take such chances. We should put our part, our effort in all these things. Doctor's effort. So it's like that.
Thank you. Yes, I've weaned myself off the medication through Anita's wonderful classes.
Very good.
But sometimes I feel that there are some days where my thyroid, it does dip. And
that's why I want you to take thyroid medicine, but a very minimal dose, just 25 grams, something minor, so that it doesn't create problem. Yeah. Because understand one thing very well, that human mind can make or break. If your mind has some grief or some anger or some frustration, your hormones will get upheaval, and that can hurt you. And that's why some little prophylactic dose would be safer. Okay. But your in case have to be done so that you can keep yourself healthy and fit.
Yeah. The other thing I have going on at the moment is I wake every night at every morning at 3:30 a.m. for about 2 hours. And I don't know if the two are related, or I don't know if you had any thoughts on that. It's always the same time every night.
Okay. At 3:30 your cycle gets up. Okay. So what you should do is you should keep lying down. Don't switch on the light and start doing anything. Yeah. You keep lying down. In lying down position, lie down with crossed legs, which is called as Sukhasana. Lie down with one leg up and down. Go on turning from left side. Lie down and sleep on left side. Concentrate, focus on your breath. Breathe in 2 seconds, breathe out 2 seconds. Sit in your bed if possible. Do this alternate breathing. Breath and mind, they go together. Mm-hmm. You can't control the mind, but you can control your breath. That is in your hand. So focus on your breath and see to it that you breathe in 2 seconds, breathe out from left 2 seconds, in and out. Don't take long breaths because you have to sleep.
Yeah.
Means you will be
Everybody.
alert. So
Yeah.
short breaths, and your mind is focused, and then you sleep. Remember those things which are pleasant in your life. You have gone somewhere else and all that. So mind is kept in a positive state. Don't start thinking about this happened and that happened at night, which we are used to thinking. We go in our past and then we are busy thinking about it, feeling bad and getting hurt. Past will always bring tears in your eyes. And if you think about future, it's going to bring fear. What will happen? No. Think about present. That will bring joy. So try and focus on breath. That would be lovely.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The time is running.
Time is running out.
Yeah.
Is there anybody who would like to ask one last question?
I have another class now.
Hansaji, thank you so much for reminding us that there's more to yoga than what we do on the mat. And I'm sure we all have learned something that we can take back and, bring a little bit more joy into our own life. I will be sharing the details of your yoga institute with everybody, so they can check out your programs and,
Yes.
And so again, on behalf of everyone, thank you so much for being so generous with your time, energy, and story.
It was very nice talking to you all. So goodbye, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Goodbye.